All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Appreciate the 50 of you that are already in here tuning in. Happy Dataslate Day. Came a day early, or maybe it was right on time. Who the heck knows? But yeah, we're here today to talk about the changes, the last potential Dataslate of 10th edition. Did we just get off clean over here? I tell you what. So on this live stream today, we're going to be discussing obviously the updated changes to Necrons, all the rules, what this means for the meta. Maybe go over a potential new build, and by new build I mean basically the same build, and just an open forum discussion. Over the next hour, we'll answer your questions towards the end. Glad everybody that's already in here. Let me know if there is any connection issue. I think there might be a slight setting issue, but let me know in the chat if everything looks good for the most part. And we will continue on as normal here. So let me turn down the music just a little bit more here, and let's talk about this. Let's talk about this slate, shall we? So, balanced data slate. All right. So here we go. We're just gonna be scrolling down here. The last data slate of 10th edition. We gotta find those Necrons, all right? We gotta find those Necrons, okay? So the first change that we need to talk about is with the Silent King, okay? So if you're noticing here, Silent King no longer affects monster units. And since Catan are really our only monsters in the Codex, he's not effective anymore, so no more reroll ones to hit, no more reroll ones to wound. Now, at face value, this sounds like, hey, this is a good change. The problem is, in actual playing, how often did this really come up? Not much, I'm gonna say. So the fact that this is a thing, I mean, yes, it helps, for those builds maybe that were running the Silent King with, Catan and Pantheon, sure. Maybe you're playing Phalanx, rerolls, sure. But I would say for the most part, when you were playing Star Shatter, those Catan were in the mid-board doing their thing, and the Silent King's in the back just going pew, pew, pew until the late game, and it really just never came up. It never came up. So yes, this is a nerf, but not a strong enough one. Okay, not a strong enough one. All right. So let's go to the let's see. Oh, they're just saying basically all the auras excluding monsters. Okay. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one here and talk about I think a little bit more of an impactful change. Okay, so essentially what they did with Star Shatter was they slightly nerfed it again, where essentially the Catan are not benefiting from Star Shatter anymore. So you can notice in the detachment rule, we're no longer getting +1 to hit for Catan. You can't do the react move with Catan, and you can't do the reanimation strat with Catan, right? So this did come up from time to time. It was like highly situational. And again, like on paper, you're like, yeah, dude, okay, man. All right, Catan went up in points a little bit. They're not getting rerolls from the king. Star Shatter, it's losing on the strat synergy and all that. It just doesn't fix the problem, guys. It does not fix the problem. I gotta say, I really appreciate the amount of comments that one video had. I think it was like the "I'm worried" post with the potential Catan changes. I think that video has like 170 comments of just people just going crazy. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, I get it. I'm here. I am on the honestly on the bandwagon of this is ridiculous. How just, I mean, we got to change, but we really did not get a change. Okay. So, that is really the biggest thing to point out here, as far as with Star Shatter. And let's go over to the field manual. Okay. So, there are other channels that do a great job of covering, all the changes, but you guys are here for the Necrons and my thoughts. Okay. So, let's go down to it. If it loads here, Emperor's Children. And I mean, for the most part, things were pretty light. That new Twin Lance only at 160. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. Okay. So what is happening? What is happening here? So, Catan across the board, they're going up 10 points. They're going up 10 points. The fact that the Deceiver only went up 10 points is crazy. It's crazy. This was just not on my bingo card. I mean, I don't think this was on anybody's bingo card, but here we are. Necrosaur going up 20 points, I think is rightfully so. I was expecting it maybe to go up to 25 or 30 points, but I'll take it at 20. I think that's great. The other thing to point out with Necrosaur Emmentar is you're not getting the benefit from sus on monsters as well. So that's the other thing to point out. So Necrosaur no longer gives it to monster or Titanic vehicles, but it will still synergize with the Silent King, race, DDAs, etc. Again, as long as they are the closest eligible target. All right. So with these changes, yeah, I'm going to be honest, guys. That list that I gave AJ a few weeks ago went undefeated. I was like, hey, you should, like, right when the Catan stuff came out, I was like, dude, you should just run this. It's good. That list went up like 50 points. So I think I can build it together. Maybe we can build that list together on the stream today, and so you guys can see it. But I think honestly, you just drop the Stalker, and you put in another unit of Flayed Ones. So you're running 2 units of Flayed Ones, and I think that would be just a solid list. So you still have Deceiver, Nightbringer combo. Now, I will say that the very unfortunate part about all of this is it really, like every data slate, I think what gets all of us like competitive 40K players excited is the fact that like it fundamentally changes what's at the top and what's at the bottom. And unfortunately with this change, with these changes, it keeps basically everything the same. Outside of Tau, maybe even getting like even better. I mean, you could argue they're like a top 4, maybe even a top 3 army in the game. I really want to get a rep into the Twin Lance and see the combos there, because that unit is spicy to say the least. And so, yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate that it's like this. I'm going to be honest, because of the fact that it really pushes out a lot of the melee armies in a competitive standpoint. Like what are World Eaters supposed to do? Blood Angels, potentially. I mean, they got some changes, but, they don't really, I mean, EC, right? Because Catan just really, I mean, yes, they got hit in Pantheon, but it was really, I mean, Star Shatter and Awaken, I mean, those are our 2 best detachments. I would personally say Star Shatter is our best, but I'm not going to sit here and say you can't win with Awaken, right? So I think in all this with the Dataslate, my initial impressions are it's kind of a bummer. I mean, me being a Necron player, I'm like, yeah, this is awesome, cool, right? But when it comes to the meta as a whole, it's like, man, this is I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if they do like another like out of sequence change with Catan, like in a month or something, if it continues to be a problem, where you know they adjust the feel no pain or they adjust the -1 damage, who knows? I mean, can't really bank on it, right? I mean, this literally might be it, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's great for us Necron players, right? But for like the rest of the game and, you know, a lot of other people being excited, not as much. I mean, full transparency. It's like, I woke up this morning by like 6:30 and I'm like, maybe the Dataslate might come out today. And I pop on with my Discord and like my Discord, like the DMs were just like literally like all the way down. And I'm like, yeah, it must have definitely come out today. And so I start going through it. I'm like, oh man. So yeah, here we are. But I mean, the sentiments like in my local community, the team, people aren't that excited, man. Gonna be honest. Kind of a bummer to finish off the edition like this because I feel like it's had so many high moments. But who knows? Who knows? But other than that, I figure let me open up the floor to questions if you guys have them for a little bit, and then I will swap over and we will put a list together here live, or maybe 2 different lists and kind of give you my thoughts. And that's how we will close out the show. So if seriously appreciate the 80 of you that are freaking in here. Thank you for hanging out, joining us. Feel free to ask me questions, and we're here to answer them, good or bad, but all of them are good. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. You think Cursed Legion is not up there with Awaken or Star Shatter now? I'm not saying Cursed Legion is bad. It's just the problem is it's third in line to Star Shatter and Awaken. That's I think the biggest problem. So the problem, and this might be a hot take, with Cursed Legion, it has a hard time, in my personal opinion, especially with the meta being as tall as it is now, where it's not really going to change. I mean, you know, Ultramarines are still going to be fantastic. Tau is going to be fantastic. Guard is going to be fantastic. So against those armies that are running a lot of holes, has a lot of damage. Cursed Legion, it doesn't have a lot of profiles, depending on how you build your list, that are above strength 10, which is the only downside of that detachment. And I still think that race don't really hit that hard in Cursed Legion, unfortunately, even with some of the buffs. And the Lich Guard are cool and all, but I don't know. It's like, you know, there are just too many other armies in the game with advance and charge and fast melee that just do it better, unfortunately. Now, would I say Cursed Legion is probably one of our most fun detachments? Absolutely. Like, if we're talking just like, hey, want to go out, play a couple games in an RTT, have a good time, play some Cursed Legion. I think that detachment is super fun to play. But if we're strictly talking top of the meta, want to go undefeated at a GT, you're rolling up with Star Shatter, you're rolling up with Awaken, right? So that's just with my personal opinion. So let's see here. As a Necron player, I had no idea why any of your Emperor receiver could have easily gone up. More points for sure. Drew, when are you going to play me on stream? Dude, I mean, just let me know, man. Just message me. We could probably organize something this weekend and get a game going. Get this Twin Lance on the table because people want to see it. So yeah, just message me, man. Like, freaking make it happen. Gods of Wars with Emitar, Canoptic with Plasmature. It's good. Yeah. I mean, it's a strong combo. Canoptic Court, though, in singles, I just can't see it. Like, it's not bad. Running like triple Doomstalker next to Emitar with the rerolls, especially with on the Overwatch, is interesting with Sus. Not gonna lie, but I think that Star Shadow just does it better. Unfortunately, that's really it, right? Perhaps a list without a Silent King as well in Awakened. Yeah, you could. You could. I still think, I mean, Silent King is just very, very good in this meta right now, still with Emitar, because at least the sustained still benefits Silent King, which is huge value, especially on his indirect in the early game. So, yeah. Are there any nerfs to other armies that you think are going to be impactful for us, Guard or Space Marines? Not really. I mean, that's like the biggest bummer, right? It's just like, all right, well, I guess we're just continuing as normal. And like Tau are really good. I want to go on the record saying I think Tau, honestly, with this Twin Lance and how cheap it is, I think they very well could be like a top 3 arm in the game right now. They have really good play still into Necrons. Like Necrons don't love Riptides. They're playing kind of the same game, and Riptides just have a really good profile into a lot of the Necron stuff, specifically the DDAs. So I think Tower really good. I think Blood Angels are a bit of a sleeper. Could easily be top 3 too. I mean, potentially. I don't know. Do Blood Angels really have an answer to Catan? Like, I mean, I think that's been like the biggest issue, right? I mean, maybe somebody will figure something out. Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like from a lot of the people that I talk to locally here, they're not like, I think that's like the biggest bummer, guys, is like all these melee armies that, especially like Rage Curse Onslaught, looks like dope as hell. And because Katana are existing right now, it's like, okay, cool. Like, you know, what do you want me to do? Let's see here. Questions, guys. Drop them in. Oh, AJ's here. He's here for the Drew Kylan game. All right, man. Well, it's got to happen. And we got a new resident AJ coming up to Portland, man. Super excited. Got a job up here, so he's going to be able to get games a lot easier, to say the least. Could we do an obeisance phalanx build? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could. I would say my phalanx build honestly would stay the same. So if you watch one of those recent reps from like last week against T-Suns or CSM, it's pretty much that same build. I don't think really anything changes. So Microsoft 85 points, same as Combiat now, just small annoyances. Yo, like macro size, man. What are we gonna do with it? 11th edition for sure. I can't get Obeisance Phalanx Emitar Crit 5's build out of my head at the moment. It feels like there's something there. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not bad at all. Like, I think Phalanx is very interesting. It's very good. Like, it's not bad. I think it's just Star Shatter's better. Like, that's just what it comes down to. Yeah. I'm Raven Kylan. I see you, Master. Yo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Templars got hose. We need help and got a middle finger. Yeah. It's not good, man. Not good for a lot of the melee armies, especially World Eaters. Like, oh man, dude. Oh man, World Eaters, dude. Oh, it's just not good, guys. It's just not good. Silent King stats and being combined arms for us is still good, but damn, did they have to do us like they did when Hypergrip was good? I mean, yeah. I mean, Silent, dude. Yeah, like you said, man, Silent King next to Emitar is just so good, man. Lito, are you going to Squig City? I can't remember. You got to be going to Squig, right? You got to go. Speedman may have lost Calgar. He's not in the MFM. Huge if he went to Legends. No, he didn't go to Legends. There ain't no way. Toast Butter. How's everyone finding Cursed Legion? I was talking earlier, Cursed Legion. It's good. It's good, but you know, Star Shatter and Awaken is just better. Speaking of Portland, I'm actually moving to a new city this month. Nice, dude. Welcome. Being closer, man. Congrats. It's a good group up here. Very, very competitive group up here as well. So got to prep for a golden ticket event later this month and next month as well. So we're gonna have two shots at it. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Not gonna be easy to say the least, but we will try. Do you already have a list since Dataslate? I do. I'm going to share that here in a little bit. I figure I'd just answer some of your guys' questions. Till then, now that Star Shatter Rambo doesn't hit Catan, do you put a different unit to get that effect back? Now that Star Shatter Reanimate doesn't hit Catan, do you put a different? I'm not sure if I'm following. Oh. Well, you just put in the Reanimator. So, like, the Catan are still going to benefit from the Reanimator, and especially the Technomancer. That's, like, a lot of good synergy there because you can move them in the movement phase and then heal, like, another D3, which is pretty gross. But I think how the Star Shatter list plays, it's not... If you're running 2 Catan, it maybe comes up, but not with 1, I don't think, personally. So, nice. Rosehammer and Squid. All right, let's go, man. We'll see you there. Are you thinking about running Necrons at Rosehammer? Would you say Imhotep is any good in Star Shatter? Yes, kind of, sort of, but he's kind of expensive. I think he makes a lot of sense in Cursed and Obeisance Phalanx, but I don't think you really need him in Star Shatter. I have not discussed Awakened Dynasty builds post nerf yet. I am more on the Star Shatter train. I think Awaken can work. I think what is interesting in a singles environment is the fact that because the Catan did not get changed enough, it could potentially push a lot of warrior builds out, or it's not warrior builds, excuse me, melee builds out of the meta like they currently are, and which indirectly affects warriors because there's not as much or not as many bad matchups at that point. So, like, I would say Awaken Warriors right now potentially might be interesting. I think Star Shatter is still a better option, but depending on your pairings and your win path, I think you could do a decent run with them potentially. But I personally would not bring them. Not because I don't think they're good. I think that ship has sailed. I think enough people locally have played enough against me and that BS. And, you know, the ship has sailed. So, let's see. The change up this morning included this is combined with points adjustments to both. Is there another nerf coming they forgot? That's a good call out. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, if things are still out of control like a month from now, who knows? They might do another like hot fix or change or data sheet change like they did with Victrix Guard, but we don't know. I mean, this could be it till 11th edition. So, do you think Star Shatter is a good option for spamming Catan? Not personally, because there's not really any synergy with the detachment anymore. I think if you just want to spam Catan, I think Pantheon is still a better way to go because it didn't have enough increase in points. I think if you're running Star Shatter, you still do kind of like a mixed arms, right? So, Cloudborn, yo, appreciate the support. Hey, it's all good, man. We chilling, we hanging out. How about we flip over to the app real quick, and we do some some building here. How about that? We do some building live, okay? So let's see here, man. Let's see here. So people can just like go crazy the fact that this is still a build that can exist. Here we are, okay? So we are gonna start off with the old Star Shatter again. And you know, we will just label it as so, right? And let's just start off with our characters, okay? So we are going to do a double Catan build Star Shatter, all right? Now, my thoughts on double Catan, I think can work. I think both of these builds that I want to show you guys are, they're good, but it's almost like they're 1A, 1B. Like one build could do better on a certain width path than the other and vice versa. So it's really tough to say because at the top of the meta, like Tau, Marines, Guard, for the most part, they can still handle 2 Catan, right? It's not ideal, but they do have the tools to deal with them, I would say. So in Star Shatter, you know them, we love them. We got to start off with the old Silent King, and then we are still able to bring the 2 best Catan, which are the Deceiver and the Nightbringer. I'm just now realizing that I don't have the app updated, so we won't have the, well, I guess the points are in the bottom, so you guys can't really see it, but you guys will get the idea. Okay. And then we are going to be running the Technomancer with the Chrono Impedance Fields, which is the -1 damage enhancement. And the reason we're running it with the Technomancer is because then you don't have to spend extra points to what we have to have like an enhancement caddy, essentially we call it. So there's a lot of good synergy there where we're like maximizing like all the abilities that can go together, which is a really good standpoint. And the thing is you can run a Psychomancer, but I just don't love the idea of running into indirect. There are some builds that you will definitely run into it and they could spike and just kill them, and I don't love that. I'm going to be completely honest. The other thing too is he's a character, so if they draw like Assassination turn 1, and they could just potentially pop him with indirect and get some free points, that's not really ideal either. So not saying it's bad. I think Psychomancer is really good. I'm just not personally super high on him right now in the singles environment. If you're still running Pantheon, I think a different story. Okay. So these are essentially going to be our characters. And then we're going to go on to our other data sheets. All right. So first up, we're going to have the Reanimator. Can't leave home without him. He's going to synergize really well with our unit of race with the Technomancer. So go down the line here. So we are going to add our Tomb Crawlers. Oh, how rude of me. I completely forgot. We need the one, the only Necrosaur Amentar. All right. So we're still putting him in the list mainly because the synergy with the Silent King and the race is just so good. It's just so good. Because the race, their weapons are already short range anyway. So they're always usually attacking the closest eligible target. And a lot of times in the early game, especially turn 1 with the Silent King, his indirect is usually going against the closest eligible target as well. So a lot of times he's getting sustained on his indirect, which is just, here we are. Okay. So we have the Reanimator, we have the Tomb Crawlers, and then we are going to bring our unit of race. Okay, so we're going to have a 6 unit of race, obviously. They're going to have all the good stuff, the Particle Casters, and then the Vicious Claws, right? Then we do need to make Silent King our Warlord. Okay. So outside of that, we are then going to bring 1 unit of Death Marks for a rapid deep strike. They can be used in a lot of different ways. But mainly they're there usually to screen the backfield in the middle of the game when I'm trying to like push forward, or they can like drop in and do something else. It's very strong. Okay. Then we're gonna bring in two units of flayed ones, actually 2 units. Okay. We still have enough points for Ophidians, and we have enough points for Tomb Blades, and this should come out to 1990 total. Okay. The Tomb Blades are obviously going to have the particle beamers because they have advance and shoot with assault because they're mounted. And then I personally run the Nebuscopes, so it gives them ignore cover because stealth is good, but the problem is a lot of times when people are just shooting at the Tomb Blades, like they're just dead anyway. Like in my experience, so I'd rather have them do their thing better, where they're going out killing cheap infantry, turn 1, turn 2, and you get a little extra output on there. So if they're going against Gretchen, some Catachan, something like that, it's a little bit more reliable just to get those cheap bodies off the table. It's good. Now let's talk about the 2 units of flayed ones. The thing with the flayed ones is their value they're already so good for 60 points, but their value just skyrockets with the Deceiver redeploy, because now you have 2 units infiltrators, which is going to open up the door to essentially screen out the entire board. And then it gives you the flexibility to have one as an aggressive piece to deny scout, and then the other one deployed back for easier secondaries turn 1. It also gives you the flexibility to, if you do go first, to get potentially behind enemy lines turn 1, getting rid of like a cheap unit on their front lines turn 1. It just makes it very flexible, very good. And I think this would be just a rock solid, ready to go list into a tournament. The thing is, I don't know how well this does into the very, very top of the meta. Okay. Because the problem is you don't really have any shooting downfield outside of the king, right? Which presents its own sort of problems. Not saying you can't win like a game without doing that, but another build that I was coming up with that I also want to test is running just 1 Catan, okay? So essentially what we would do is we would actually drop the Nightbringer, okay? And it really pains me to do this. We do have to drop the flayed ones, okay? And the only way to make this work is I have to drop the Ophidians, which I don't love. You guys know how much I love me some Ophidians, especially their role in this detachment. But it does open up the door for us to put in 2 Doomsday Arcs and a Hexmark Destroyer. And that should be 2,000 points on the notes. Okay. So essentially what we're doing is we're swapping out a Nightbringer. And we are bringing in and shuffling some things around to bring in 2 DDAs with the king. This is also another rock solid variant that I think would be just like ready to go, right? And the biggest thing why like I feel like these are 1A and 1B is like this might be better in certain matchups and this might be worse. And then with the double Catan build, you might have an easier time against some other armies and then a worse time against others, right? So I think this build into the top of the meta has a little bit more play than the double Catan. But that is yet to be seen. I think there's some other variants as well that we've been floating around where maybe you don't run race at all and you run like a Luminor Xeris. Maybe you put in like another DDA. This is by no means set in stone. I mean, of course, I'm going to be testing a bunch of things behind the scenes and seeing what makes sense. But outside of that, I mean, this is also a very solid build. So if you're looking at maybe potentially what to run, this might also be a good option. Okay. So other than that, yeah, those are the builds. I don't know, anything else you guys want to go over? I was gonna probably hang out here for like another 10-15 minutes or so. So feel free to ask any questions. I might put up another poll here Let's do it. So 60, 40, 130 votes, y'all. Crazy. There's 110 of you in here. 110. What should the next poll be, guys? Should we do like what Catan, or no? Should we do like what detachment is best? Maybe do something like that. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let's see here. Let me see what your guys' question are. Don't forget to. Oh no, Necrosaur Mentor. He is in the list, so he is definitely in both lists. We're still not leaving home without him, even with his rules change and his points increase. We're still taking him. We are still taking him. I don't think you get away with Catan and no OC brick right now. Yes. Yes, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense, yes. What would you change in your T-Vault lists that you were running? I think the list, like, literally just stays the same. Like, I mean, you probably drop, maybe you have to drop, like, the Praetorians or something and bring, like, Vidians or something like that. But that list only went up, like, 35 points, maybe? Right? Or no, 30 points? 30 points? Yeah, I think that's it. Keep the race. Yeah, I think keep the race. I mean, the race are they solve problems. They definitely solve problems. But I will say the Illuminor into the top of the meta is definitely very interesting with his lone op. Not gonna lie. It's pretty good. I've had success with a Warrior Brick with Ghost Arc versus Race. People say it's MVP and it's better than Ton. Yeah, no, I mean, it is really good. It's really good until you run into World Eaters, Blood Angels, and the list goes on and on and on, as far as what can just, like, one-tap them. And then you're like, maybe not. But the thing is that because there are really no change in Catan, you probably don't see those armies too much in the meta. So it definitely allows the warriors to breathe, I will say. I may not have been here, but what are your thoughts for the points increase for the Force over Pantheon? Well, I think it's completely justified. I think that's something that entirely needed to happen. So, yeah. Yeah, Deceiver counts melee character builds. He really does. Yeah, the fact that the Deceiver went up the least is, like, crazy. Is actually wild. So... can you scroll bottom to a bit? Yeah. So I'll go through here. So this is the other variation, the build here. And then to round it out, we have Reanimator, Tomb Crawler, like the Wraith package. And then it's rounded out with Tomb Blades, Blade Ones, and Death Marks and 2 DDAs. Unfortunately, the way the points break down, it's 5 points over. So there's no way to fit the Ophidians in there where I feel like it makes sense, which is the only bummer. Big bummer, guys. Can't fit in my Ophidians. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's see. I'm playing Illuminor and Necrosaur on my Awaken list. Point has made me take out my solo is sad, but not too sad. Yeah, you'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. Okay. Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good poll. I like it. Okay. Start a poll. All right. In your running 1 or 2 times. Your Necron list, are you running? Or okay, in your Necron list, how many Catan are you running? Yeah. I guess 0 could be an option. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I know the app is not updated, but trust me, the points they work out. They work out, I swear. Anyone have any Necron specific tips for fighting against Space Wolves? Yeah, just run Catan. That's all I gotta do. Hello, I'm French. Thank you for your video. Yo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you joining in, hanging out. To the 100 of you that are in here, crazy. Seriously appreciate the support and hanging out and talking all the BS revolving around this data slate. Thoughts on 2x6 race and Awaken versus Warrior build? You could, but I think it doesn't leave you enough points to bring Catan, man. You got to bring Catan. Can you throw an Awakened with race? Listen, I could, but I don't have one on the ready built. So that will probably be in a separate video at some point. Did you Abaddon and 3 Chosen 1 tap the Warrior Brick on Wargames Live last weekend? Oh, did I see it? No, but I believe it. Yeah. All right, Steven, dude, Ophidians never fail to disappoint me. Come on, man. In that build, it totally makes sense. Okay. You gotta adapt on the fly, man. You gotta, like, they're still great. I want to fit them in so bad, but maybe I don't need them. I'm going to test it. See, I could be proven wrong. All right. But I'm going to miss them a lot. Sorry, I just came in, but what about the Stalker? I think the Stalker has to take a hit. He was kind of the main one that was on the chopping block. I love me a Stalker, but I think right now, I don't have a list that I can fit him in. So sad. But maybe sometime in the future. What do you think of Xeris and Star Shadow and Catan? I think it can absolutely work. I really think it can. I would be lying to say I'm not testing some stuff out behind the scenes, revolving around that. Deceiver and Nightbringer are just too good not to take. Agreed, my friend. Very much agreed. What are we settling on here? So most people are at 1, 2, 3, 0. Okay. All right, that's about what I expected. All right. 3 Catan probably for PMO. Any tips into playing into guard? Yeah, man. Just, I mean, hope for the best. I think the biggest thing with guard, I mean, obviously understanding fundamentally like how they play and understanding like the damage outputs of certain activations like Adorn. Vanquishers are going to be really popular. With the D6 like +6 damage, right? So just having that knowledge ahead of time before you approach the table is going to be a significant help. But outside of that, guard has historically been not the easiest matchup just because they have a lot of OC dump on objectives, which is hard for us to deal with. And they're just really good at just scoring points. Like they are just good at scoring, right? And Star Shatter is not necessarily the best at scoring points. It can, but that's not its forte. Its forte is just trying to table you and blow you up. So, anything on your wish list for 11th? Ooh, that is a good question. I mean, I was going to be doing a kind of a wholesome video. I don't know when it's going to come out. Probably not within the next like week or so, but I did want to do like a motivational type video of 10th edition because of how like I started right at the beginning of 10th. Like I think I got into it exactly 3 years ago, like in June. And I think just to hype a lot of you guys up, seeing that video and the progression of, I feel like a lot of you will see yourselves like in those pictures and hopefully motivate you guys where if you stay consistent and, you know, you just love the craft and of the game, you can really progress in a relatively short amount of time and really become a great player. So very excited to put that video together. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out yet, but it is on the idea block for sure. But to answer your question on 11th edition, I feel like I would love for them to do something with melee. I think the most like changing how pile-in and consolidates work. Maybe potentially how like charge rolls work would be interesting, but I don't know. That is kind of out of my forte or wheelhouse, but I feel like if there was be like one thing that should see maybe the biggest change, maybe something like that. So I always struggle with playing the Tomb Blades, right? Any quick tips or maybe a video focus on them at some point? Honestly, Ancient Sword, dude, just go back, watch some of my battle reports, recent ones, especially with Tomb Blades, and I kind of go through exactly what I use them for, like every game. So I think just watching those videos back and just like play, pause, go back, check that out, and I think it'll start to click. So, how long do we think Deceive gets a new model? I don't know, man. I feel like it's probably, I don't think it's going to be this edition. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but yeah. For 11th, all I want is guaranteed charges. I mean, that would be cool. I feel like because this has been such like a shooting edition, I feel like this next edition they kind of gotta bring the melee back a little bit, you know, trying to make it less feels bad when you fail your charges and your unit is literally just sitting there and you're like, cool, love this for me. If you're playing against Tau, would you rather face Ret Cadre or Monka? Both are scary. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Both are scary in their own ways. Tau be good. Tau good. Good Tau. All right. But yeah, they're both scary, honestly. How long do you think it will take before Zero gets a new sculpt in on base? I mean, probably 11th edition, maybe. We'll see, but probably 11th edition. I don't think it's gonna be now. For 3 guard players in my store I play, I haven't lost once against them in Necrons. They don't play me unless I play Space Wolves now. Any good recommendations for guard players against Necrons? Not particularly. I mean, I guess it would have to be over, unless I'm not sure if you're local or not, but it'd probably have to be like over TTS or something like that. You place Doomstalkers with Fun with Friends in your last tier list. Why would you place it that way? How would you buff them for 11th? Just because Doomstalkers, they're overshadowed by DDAs. Like in pretty much every facet, like DDAs are better because there's like overlap in the job or the role that they do. So because of that, you're just going to take DDAs always over Doomstalkers, unfortunately. Outside of Canoptic Court, of course, right? But other than that, you're just gonna take DDAs. We need a Trajan model update. Seriously though. We need something. All right, let's see this. Let's see this detachment here. So 50% of you, 1 Catan, 35 at 2. Okay, interesting. That checks out. That seems accurate. All right, any last minute questions? Going once, going twice. Other than that, it's been great hanging with you all, talking the new changes. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's like, I'm hyped, right? Like my army's good, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's like nothing changed. So, yeah. I think Star Shatter list needs 2 DDA and 2 Catan mandatory. Yeah, potentially. I think it's just tough to fit the race in at that point. Because I think the race, they really do synergize very well with what the detachment's trying to do, but not saying it's bad. Not saying it's bad. Yeah, we did see that ledge. Yeah, we did right at the beginning went over all those changes there. So, would you change reanimation for 11th edition? Yeah, it probably needs a change in some way. Honestly, I don't really know exactly how, but yeah. I'm sad they just nerfed all the new stuff and didn't make some old stuff good. Yeah, I mean, big missed opportunity, unfortunately. Like I would have loved to see maybe like Lich Guard or something go down, like a lot of these other units that we just haven't played like this entire edition, really. To open up some builds, right? I think, if some stuff like that happens, it makes like Phalanx and suddenly like Cursed Legion even more interesting. But yeah, it's still just the era of Catan, Silent King, DDA spam. Woo! Yeah, let's go. Well, anyways, hey, for the 100 of you or whatever craziness that was in here. Seriously, if you hung around this long, I appreciate you hanging out and watching. Hopefully this video was helpful. Of course, I'm going to have some battle reports coming up soon with the new changes, some new list ideas, deployment. If you want to see some more like advanced tactics, consider maybe becoming a warlord. There's a lot of like good stuff that we have in there, full practice games, list design, going over play patterns, all of that good stuff. So other than that, seriously, guys, really appreciate all the support and y'all hanging out. And as always, we will catch you in the next one.